The first thing you notice when you step into 59-year-old John Hill's apartment is a giant knight that looks to be about 8 feet tall, towering over the puzzle board in his living room.
His name is the Tin Man.
John says he's always been fascinated with knights and castles. But the light of his life, his granddaughter, Iris.
I have a couple of toy boxes here, and they're full of her toys. She loves Elmo.
On the day we visit John, Iris is in preschool, but she still has a huge presence in his home.
4 to 6 month mark is when I started watching her. So when I had an appointment with the LVAD team or the other doctors, she would go along with me.
The LVAD device he's talking about is what keeps him alive. He's had it since 2018, longer than he's been a grandpa. And his journey to this device begins way back in 1989 when John was a freshman at KU and one of his friends noticed something.
She says, "You've got a lump under your arm." And she said, it's protruding out.
He went to the doctor on campus, who told him he needed to have the lump checked out at a hospital. But John says he didn't have the insurance to afford it, so he waited more than 3 years until he had his first job. By that point, the lump had grown from a ping pong ball to the size of a baseball.
When the test results came back, he said I had cancer, and I didn't hear anything else he said. Everything was just mute, like a ringing in my ears, and that's all I heard.
John had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the diagnosis kicked off a decades-long battle for survival that has included multiple chemotherapy rounds, 2 bone marrow transplants, and the removal of his spleen.
Tumors can hide in there, so they did that.
Then in 2018,
and I'm like, why am I out of breath? What's going on? I'm like, my asthma's acting up?
It wasn't asthma. John was in heart failure. Hey, John. He was immediately referred to the University of Kansas Health System. And John learned he wasn't eligible for a heart transplant because of the lymphoma, but he was eligible for LVAD surgery. The bag you see here contains a device connected to John's heart by a tube running through his stomach. Years later, John says he's still living with lymphoma, but because of the LVAD, he's also thriving, making more cherished memories with his granddaughter, and he hopes to check off one big bucket item from his list within the next couple of years.
I would like to see a castle in Europe, and not a rundown castle either.